It's awesome. So just want you to describe a little bit about NC State and Coach Kelly Harper, and it's kind of a similar program as BC. They had great years in 2010, 2011, and now they're kind of rebuilding like we are. Can you just express how that's similar to you?
Yeah, so Kelly's doing a great job. In fact, she and I were talking before the game. You know, when you're building a program, there's so many similarities. You know, and she's really built a culture over there where, you know, she's got the fans believing. I was on an airplane the other day sitting next to an NC State fan, season ticket holder, and he couldn't stop talking about Kelly Harper and the job she's doing. And so, yeah, no, I've enjoyed watching their films. You know, we watch a lot of film in preparation, and so I think they move the basketball well. They defend. Their pressure is excellent. They've got good balance inside and out. And she's creating an unselfishness and a toughness for their team. There was not one thing that we felt like we could just key on to be able to stop them, and that they were, you know, pretty multifaceted. And so, yeah, she's done a great job, and I thought she made good adjustments to us tonight. She made it difficult for us. She came out at halftime and clearly, you know, made some big adjustments, and it took us a few minutes to adjust back. So, no, that's the thing about coaching the ACC is there's great coaches on the bench every single place, and, you know, we're just we're doing our best to put our players in good position, and they stepped up tonight.
So you talked about the changes and challenges that they caused in that second half. Up 16 and then you dropped it down 2. What are some changes that you made? It was an 8-minute drought for your team.
Yeah, so on the defensive side, I thought they changed some lineups. They started going with some 4-guard lineups, which I thought were difficult with number 44, Cody Burke, at the 5. And really, they started looking a lot like us, didn't they? Right? And you know what? Turns out that's hard to guard, right? You got a post player who can shoot and pass. You got some kids who can drive and shoot on the perimeter. And I thought our fundamentals fell down a little bit. We're much more used to playing against big post players and doubling and doing some of those things. And so I thought it was interesting, sort of again the chess match a little bit, where she would go big and try to you know out tough us inside, and her smaller lineup ended up being more effective, I thought. So it was again we tried to make some adjustments. And I got to give Katie Zenovich credit because we weren't able to bring the same level of doubles and helps a lot of times. And I thought she did a phenomenal job on her interior defense. They got to us in that stretch, and they were able to get to the line. They were able to drive the basket. They got some inside shots, and they got a couple of open boards. So when we cleaned that up and just tightened up basically our defensive fundamentals and stopped turning the ball over, then it was much easier. You can't get back on transition defense when you're turning the ball over. And so we started jump stopping and going up strong, got ourselves to the line. We got ourselves in the bonus at a pretty early time, which I thought was a big factor down the stretch, and we made our foul shots.
Foul shots have been big. Another thing that's been big is the three-point shot. You mentioned Carrie Shields today, and Nicole Boudreau, as always, we talk about. But today, I think the guard play was key for you, and the guard stepped up today.
It really was. And so Nicole and Carrie have been so consistent with their shooting and attacking off the dribble. Kristen Doherty playing the guard spot, but even though she's a guard, playing the 4 spot makes us really hard to defend. But I thought our point guard play today really stepped up. Both Tessa Holt and Tiffany Ruffin had great assists. They limited our turnovers, and they really found open teammates. And I thought, we're trying to find that balance where, hey, we want players attacking to score, but we've got to know what shots are the best for us to take. And our point guard shooting percentage hasn't been as good, and I thought Tessa was phenomenal tonight with picking her spots and knowing it's time for me to go. You're not helping, it's time for me to go score. Other times, hey, I'm going to keep dribbling, I'm going to keep dribbling. She kept finding open people and kept the ball moving, and that allowed us to score at 81 points. And so when your point guards are playing well, that it makes everybody else better.
So you got a big game next coming up. I know you don't like talking about them, but something you can take away from this game that's going to lead for a better result in the next game.
Yeah, no, it's okay to talk about the next game now that this one's over. So, what I said in the locker room is, hey, you know what, we took our lumps against Duke in the last 2 times that we played them, but we learned, we got better, we know we can compete. The great thing about playing the ACC is you got another top 10 team coming right down the pike, and so we're going to get on a plane on Saturday and go down to Maryland and go compete with those guys. Everybody's beatable. Everybody's beatable. Is it going to be hard? Yeah, they're really strong. They're amazing rebounders. They're well coached. They're tough. And we're playing in their building. But hey, if that's not what you want, you came to the wrong place, right? So we can't wait. And I think again we'll be able to take a lot of these lessons. We continue to improve. I thought our week of practices were excellent this week, and I was really proud of the team. I challenged them at the beginning of the week that not only with our confidence after the Duke game, but just our fundamentals, our sense of urgency. Are we going to plateau? Are we going to keep improving? And I thought they did a great job this week, and so I think that showed in the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, just in time.